Hi, I'm KarenNebe. I offer leadership and life coaching. I also offer creative guiding, which is a form of process art facilitation. I also offer retreats and public workshops. I have a special interest in self-compassion and health and wellness. So at this time, I'm noticing that so many people are living in a mood of anxiety. Some are also living in a mood of fear and even panic. What I'm really aware of is that if we're living this way, then we are essentially compromising our immune system. So at this time, I really believe that self-compassion is essential. And so what do I mean by self-compassion? I'm talking about mindful self-compassion. Mindful self-compassion has 3 components, the first of which is mindfulness. So being with what is, allowing the feelings, being in the present moment. The second component is common humanity. So recognizing that we're all in this together and that we're all suffering in some way. And it's so important for us to remember this, to remember that we're not alone. The third component is self-care. So taking care of our bodies and our minds, drinking lots of fluids, eating well, lots of fruit and veg, not too much sweet stuff, and exercising as much as we can. Also finding ways of self-soothing, so ways of calming our nervous system, ways of calming the body and the mind. So today I'd like to share with you a centering practice. This comes from the leadership embodiment work. I'm trained as a leadership embodiment coach, and I'm very privileged to practice with a group of amazing people. So essentially, the centering practice is the basis of the leadership embodiment work, and it really is about coming back to the breath and to our posture. So the way we sit and the way we stand can influence the way we think, the way we speak, and the way we feel. So I'm going to share 2 practices with you. One is a slightly longer practice, which you could do on your own in a quiet space. And the second is a shorter practice, which you could do anywhere. You could do it while you're standing in a queue. You could do it at your computer. You could do it while you're cooking. And so the idea is that you practice the centering practice on a daily basis. And we say that in order to create change and build capacity for resilience, we need to practice at least 10 times a day. So that might sound like a lot. However, each practice, whether it's the longer version or the shorter version, really only ranges between 20 seconds and about a minute. So we do the centering practice with our eyes open because we do life with our eyes open. And essentially, this is not about relaxing or zoning out. It's also not a meditation. And so when we do the centering practice, we like to have a dignified posture, an upright posture. So for the first practice, I'm going to invite you to either sit comfortably on your chair, slightly forward, with your feet flat on the ground. with your hands falling gently in your lap. You could also stand with your feet hip distance apart and just allow your arms to fall loosely beside you. So let's bring our awareness into the room and to our bodies. And I invite you to notice any sensations in your body. And notice without judgment. Become aware of your breath, again without any judgment. I invite you now to take a long, full in-breath and a long, slow out-breath. Again, a full in-breath and extend the spine upwards. Long, slow out-breath. And allow yourself to soften. Soften your chest. Soften the brow. Allow your shoulders to fall away from your neck. Think of someone or something that makes you smile. And smile. Become aware of your personal space. That space that's immediately in front of you, to the left and the right of you, above and below you. And perhaps expand that space just a little bit. Become aware of the four corners of the room. And now I invite you to think of someone who inspires you. So it could be someone who's alive, someone who's still with you. It could be someone who's passed on. It could be someone famous. It could be your pet. It could also be something in nature. So I often conjure up Madiba, and I imagine him standing behind me with his hand on my back, supporting me. I also sometimes visualize the sea and imagine the waves supporting me. So think of this someone or something that inspires you and imagining them support you. And now if there was a little bit more ease in your body, what would that feel like? Thanks for practicing. So let's do the shorter version. Again, either sitting upright on your chair or standing upright with your feet hip distance apart. Let's inhale and uplift. Exhale and soften. Think of something or someone who makes you smile. Become aware of your personal space. And invite a little bit more ease. So thanks so much for practicing. I hope that this helps in some way. Just a reminder to keep practicing. It's only through practice that we can create change and that we can build capacity for more resilience. Take care of yourself and go gently.